Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Minute Brothers Garage. Today, we're going to start prepping the SI for the next big upgrade, which will be OEM big brake upgrade for the fronts. Now we're going to do stainless lines all the way around. May paint the rear calipers, but probably not. Partially because I'm lazy, partially because I just don't have a whole lot of time to do it. But I got all new rotors, all new pads, new front calipers, stainless lines, and I'll also be getting a Acura TL Type S brake master cylinder that will be going on as well. That's the only thing I don't have yet, which is why we're prepping and not actually doing it today. But while I'm doing the brakes on this thing, these wheels and tires are going to go on this one. Because I've been driving this one around on snow tires ever since, well, it warmed up. And, well, just easier to swap wheels over than it is to buy new tires for it for now. So this one, hopefully, the fronts will fit. Obviously, they fit on this one, but I have coilovers on this one. This one just has lowering springs. So we're going from a 17x7 with a 225 to a 17x9 with a 245 and no camber adjustment. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to start taking the wheels off of this one, getting both of them up in the air so I can swap the wheels around, and I'll be back with you. Alright, so we got front wheels off of the SI. She's up in the air sitting on jack stand. She'll be there for a little while. And then we got the wheels off of the SI onto the R18. Kind of hard to see since there's no camber adjustment. You can see right about there. It poke out just a little bit. Now, not a big deal, I don't think. I don't believe the suspension will settle much. Hopefully, if it does, then we might have some rubbing issues because, as you can tell, there's not even 2 fingers of clearance here, so we'll see how it goes. If anything, I can always get some camber bolts and kind of bring in the camber a little bit, but for now, it'll be all right. Now we're going to move on to the rear. Get the rears off of this side and the rears off of this. Swap them around, and then we'll start disassembling the brakes so that we can get the brake swap going on the SI. Alright, so we got the SI fully up in the air now. Got the rear wheels off of it. Got a stack of snow tires here on the original SI rims. And we got the Koenigs off of the SI onto the R18. Now, a little more grip than the R18 needs, considering it is completely stock in the engine bay. But it'll handle a lot better than what it did with the snow tires, especially being that it's now spring, summer, depending on the day. I mean, here in Missouri, it can go from 30 one day to 90 the next, so who knows. But, I mean, it looks good. The front, like I said earlier, got a little bit of poke, but that's not a big deal. The rear's actually got some really good fitment. Doesn't poke, but it doesn't quite sit flush either, which is fine. These specs aren't for the R18, they're for the SI. So, for now, we're going to be rolling with these on the R18 until we get the brake job done on the SI. And that's what we're going to start working on now. We're going to start getting the calipers off. We're going to start getting the brake rotors off, the pads. So the camera died in the middle of that last clip. But I think what I was saying is we're going to start getting the rotors and pads off of here. I'll hang up the calipers because we're not going to take the lines off yet. We don't want to leave the lines open for that long. Because it'll be a couple days or so before I get the brake master cylinder. But we're going to get the rest of the brake system disassembled. We got a mess here as I'm moving stuff around trying to get my snow tires in a better spot. But in here we have a mess of a corner. We have new wheel bearings and new hubs. So we're going to replace those when we get the new brakes done. What are we having here? No, that's not for this job. That's something extra from a previous shove I did. Let's that shoved up in there somewhere. We got shims and bolts and brake hardware. There's the stainless steel lines. These, one of these down here. These are the new front calipers. Oh, well, can't even see them. But they are Acura TL Type S Brembos from the 2007 to 2008 from, I want to say Vision Auto Works is the one that does these. They're powder coated black, as you can kind of see right there. I'm not going to unwrap them yet because, well, they're nice and sealed so nothing can get at them. But they are remachined to be able to be a direct fit on the 8th Gen SI. Normally you would have to take off your old calipers and you have to drill out the holes in the knuckle to a 14 millimeter bolt instead of a 12 millimeter bolt. Vision Auto Works takes these, refills in that bolt hole and retaps them. I'm guessing they refill the bolt hole in them. But they turn the bolt hole down into a M12, which is what the SI uses factory. So a little more expensive up front, but less work in the long run, and you don't possibly destroy your knuckles. Now we're going to be filling it up with, we got some Motul RBF 600 right here. That's the brake fluid we're going to be using. And then somewhere around here, we got the rear brake discs here, fronts here. Somewhere, I'm going to have to find them. Extra oil filter, other random stuff. Tie rod end links, or sway bar end links. So these are our new pads. We went with R1 Concepts Performance Sport Series, which is R1 Concept is where we got our pads as well. Well, I don't know where they are right now. I'll have to find them. But I've got extended ARP studs that are going to go on here as well, so that now I can fit the calipers and wheels properly, because the rotors have to be spaced out 6 millimeters, and then the wheels on top of it. It's just easier to go with extended studs than try and hold the wheel on with only 3 or 4 threads. So somewhere around here I have ARP extended studs. I just have to find them. It's been a while since I've looked at all this stuff to do this job, so they're around here. So we're going to start getting this all taken apart, and then we'll be back.
A few moments later.
Alright, so as you can see in that last time lapse, the set screws were still in this brake caliper. It's a little dark over here. Sorry about that. I don't have very good lighting in my garage. I mean, you see right there it's bright, and then as soon as you get past the car, it gets dark. But the set screws were very well stuck. Me, being the genius I am, decided to use drill bits when I've got these fancy tree bits here. Well, it took me about 15-20 minutes of drilling with the regular drill bits and about 30 seconds of drilling with this beautiful thing. So, ooh, oh, nice big jump. Almost dropped the camera there. Lesson learned. Next time, or if you ever have to do it and you have tree bits, use a Christmas tree bit and not regular drill bits. It'll take you about 30 seconds and not 30 minutes. So I'm about as far as I can get today. I love you too. That's my 3-year-old. I don't have the screws at my house. They're over at my brother's in my actual toolbox to press the rotors off. So I'll have to get those. And I'm about out of time for today because I need to go to work. So I didn't get to the rears, but I will do that.
3 days later.
I found the bolts that'll help me, that'll let me push the rotors off so I can finally get the front rotors off. And then we can get back here and get the rear brakes taken apart. And then we'll, well, that'll be pretty much it for now once we get that done until we get the new master cylinder, which will probably be another couple days away. Nothing was in stock at the moment, so we'll get this done and then we'll... And just like that, that's how easy it is. So we're going to get the other side off and then we'll start working on the rears. Right, so we got the fronts done. Backs are a little bit simpler. Other than, as you can see, I can get this to focus here. There we go. We still have the set screws for the rotors in here as well. Still have the hub-centric ring on for the wheels, but we'll get that pulled off. It's kind of tight on there. So we're going to get this off. Doesn't even look like the rear pads get used at all. If you can tell right there, they're still pretty well new, at least on the outside. But we're going to have to drill these out as well. So we're going to get these off, drill these out, and then we can get the rotors pulled off. So we're going to get to working on that. So when you're doing the rear brakes, usually a good idea to take off the e-brake because it's kind of stuck right now. Well, yeah, I left the e-brake on when I put the car up on jack stand. So I'm gonna take that off and then I can proceed with this job. So with the rear brakes on the 8th gen, this is something I didn't know because I haven't done them before. You have the e-brake cable right here that connects right here onto the caliper, so it compresses down. Well, on top of this, you have the brake line that is connected right there. I know it's kind of hard to see. There's not great lighting in here, but this bolt right here is also connected. So you have a bolt on this side and you also have a line on the other side. You have to disconnect one of them to get the caliper off. So for me, I'm going to do the brake line as I'm going to be replacing it anyways. So we're going to get to that and then we'll finish up. Well, word of the wise, they want to focus. As you can see, I broke the tip off the Christmas tree bit. So, if you're going to be drilling out rotor retaining screws or whatever they're called, do that before you take off the brake caliper. Well, as you can see in that little last clip, this likes to move. And when this moves, this goes sideways and shears off. So, well, now we kind of got to find a different way of doing this. So, I'll be back with you in a minute. All right, so we finished up the rear brakes for the most part. After breaking that tree drill bit, it took a while to get the other side off on the driver's side. But we got the new rotors on, we got the new pads on. The only thing we haven't done yet in the rear is the stainless steel brake lines, which are still over there, and I'm not going to do those until I get the master cylinder. Here's the wheels that, yeah, they're a little bald, so we're going to have to replace those soon. This is kind of why I didn't show any of the other side is, well, it's pretty dark over here even with my lights on, so same on this side though. We already got the rotor on, we got the pads on, we had everything put back together. We just need to get the new brake lines in here and we'll be good to go in the rear. So that's going to be it for this video. There's nothing else I can do currently at the moment until I get the master cylinder. And, well, next video, the brake job will be done, and we'll be testing out the new brakes. So I can't wait. I'm really excited to feel these the new brakes and have some really good stopping power. So we'll see you next time. Enjoy your day.